Oh, that was a bad sneeze. Okay, I am back again. Let's see if this actually works. This time, hey, it looks like, well, no, it doesn't show live. Waiting for my channel to go live here. There we go. Hello, everybody. So this is Kevin Rank from Maker Fun 3D. I just received the Ender 2 by Creality from Gearbest. Thank you to Gearbest for sending it over to me for a review. This is the live build I generally like to do for these. I'm going to do a live build on this, and then I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be able to get it all together. I did notice that it uses, I thought it might have a normal like computer in that you just plug in with the 3. I see this has crimped ends, and it's got an EU, which I was expecting an EU adapter. So I may have to scrounge around, cut up one, and crimp it on to get it working. I don't know if I'll be able to have enough time to get that done tonight or not. But that should be pretty minor. Do we have good sound? Okay. So that should be pretty minor. So without any further ado, actually, can you turn the camera so that it's scooted over so that my daughter's helping me get this going tonight. There we go. Yeah. So my daughter's helping me a little bit just to get this set up. So without further ado, let's cut this open and see what we got here. Came in a box, and then this is taped on, so the knob, I guess, sticks up a little too much. Oh, and these were the instructions that were on it. You have to get that out of the light, so we'll be seeing how that works here. Let's see here. We have got is that filament? Yeah, it's a little bit of filament, warranty card, and USB stick with a micro SD card. General tools that you see in most of these kits. The Ender filament holder, or top piece, I guess, for the filament holder. This is the power supply. Oops, I guess I should come down here. Power supply. I'm going to crank that up just a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm not entirely, I've watched a few videos on this. I'm not entirely sure we're going to get, so just some parts. I've been meaning to watch a build, but never quite got around to it. So this is the base here. And here's some rails here. Got a end stop here with the hardware. Got the extruder motor. I'm not sure which motor that is. Another end stop here. It actually comes with a glue stick to use. I may actually try that. I've never actually used a glue stick with it. Aha! The famous Ender tray and 3M their PEI type sheet. We've got 2 motors here. I think I'll leave the rest of this in the box. Hold on. I'm gonna pull. So this is for the filament holder, little paint scraper. Put that in my collection. It's always good to have some extras of those. What I was going to say, what I noticed, which is, this is kind of a unique thing that I've only seen with this printer. This looks like a guitar string that's pointy, or something, I don't know, it's something pointy. It's to clear the hot end. I've never actually received a printer with one of these. I have some drill bits that I personally use. So let's move this over here so it's nearby and I can get to it. And let's move over to the instructions. I'm done, thanks. You get to see everything from me just figuring it out. This is the bill of materials. Just making sure I think everything is there. Just going through that really quick. And then we have the instructions, which actually look pretty darn simple here. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, actually here, I'm going to make sure that my power supply is set to 110. So thankfully, I think being in 110, from what I understand, we're safe. Trying to do 110 and or 220 with a 110 is bad. Doing 110 with a 220 is not bad. I think I said that right. Sorry. If I'm a little punchy tonight, I have been. I'm going to turn this a little bit. Maybe I'll turn a little bit more. I have been working a lot of hours. I work for a PBS station as my full-time job, and I'm an IT guy. And this is festival week, so this is the craziest time of the year for us at work. 2 weeks of lots of work. I just came off 2 evening shifts, and I also have to work my full regular day job to keep the station, keep stuff going in the station. So if I'm a little punchy tonight, that's why. So this looks pretty simple. So we've got this here, and then I'm just trying to understand what they're telling me. So I've got something that looks like mounts over here, and then I've got something that mounts here, which looks like it's the Y motor. Oh, I see what this is. The bottom. Okay, so I think what it's telling me is this is the bottom suite. I get it now. So what it's telling me is this part, and then this is this part. I was a little confused because all it is telling me this is what I think all it's telling me is this is where it comes from. So step 2, we're going to put the slide board on and put the Y modular, the Y on there. Let's see here. That's not the Y modular. This box a little closer. Let's see here. So this is the plate I believe they're talking about. And I'm going to pull these out because I think that's going to just be a little easier for now. There we go. Don't want that to get too loud for you. So it looks like we stick this on, and it looks like this part is that way. And we've got an eccentric nut. I usually use tools I've used from other ones, but forgot to get those out. So I guess we're going to use tools that come in this. There's a couple of them now in my hex nuts, which are kind of a must-have. Let's see here. I blow you out with all that light. Okay. I hope everybody's been having a good week. This is Thursday night for me. So I actually took tomorrow off of work because of all the excess time I've been working. Actually, I guess I don't even really need to adjust that. Come to think of it, I can just slide that right on. Look at that. No wobble. Gotta love that. Wish I would have thought about that to begin with. Hey, that would have been the thing to do. Now, It's got a plate. I'm guessing it's this plate here. And you know, sometimes there's a little bit of a love-hate relationship. These little T-nuts. So even though this is technically a kit, it looks like it's mostly assembled. So I'm just kind of throwing it together. I've heard it takes about half an hour to an hour to put together. I'm really hoping to get it in under an hour because doing a live build, I've found, always seems to take longer than you would expect. So timing belt. I don't know that I've seen a timing belt in this, unless that's... Oh, that wasn't a timing. Aha! The bag of goodies. This is the one that's going to have the timing belt, because I can see it in there. Let's just open that up. Huh. Oh, there's two in here. So looking at this, and it looks kind of like there's one, but then I realize there's 4 gold ends, so there's 4 ends in there. Ooh, I see how this goes. Kind of a slick little way to do it. So let's see. It looks like they're both the same, so that makes things a little easier. Let's shove this through. Have it come around the end. Now, this is kind of a little slick little thing. Usually it's kind of a pain to get these in. You have to torque them down and maybe print out some pieces to get it to work. But with this, it just goes right into the slot. Here is an issue I see with it, in that this side here is really long, the other side isn't. So I don't know how exactly I'm supposed to do that. It looked like the lengths of these two were the same. Let me just make sure here. Maybe they're not the same. I thought they were. Let's try the other one. Better safe than sorry, and this is really quick to just push through this tube. I know that I can get a little bit of play back here. I didn't put it at the very, very, very edge like I could have, because I wasn't really sure how long this would go. Let's see, so I'll slide this in. Let's see if I can get this in here again. There we go. So while this is slick, it is kind of a pain in the butt to get in there. Okay, so there we go. And same issue as last time. This is a very long piece here. So, oh, actually, you know what? I just realized I'm missing something on the end. That could be the entire issue. Wow. Like I said, I'm a little tired, a little punchy tonight. That was a rookie mistake right there. Not realizing that there's something here. So I basically jumped from this step 2 to step 3 with this part. I didn't actually look at the rest of step 3 like I probably should have. So timing belt, and then there's what they call the passive Y block. It's going to be one of these 2 doohickeys, I'm guessing. One has 3 and one has 2. So this is showing me 3 plus this. It's got to be this one. and it mounts on the outside. So we'll loosen these T-nuts up so they screw in unlike the last time. Keep watching for anybody to come into the channel, not seeing anybody. So I guess I'll just ramble on. So how about that weather out there? Actually, here in Boise, it's actually been pretty nice. In the other part of the state, the southeast, where my wife is from, her friends are, it is nasty as heck. They have like tons of snow, and it's cold and miserable, and yeah. Though I guess if you really like the snow, it's not miserable. But most of the people over there are pretty much tired of all the snow. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to pull this a little loose. This puts this right on the edge, it looks like. And we're cinched up, but we're not tight. So let's tighten these up. And now I'll go back here. And oh, these are already a little loose. Whoopsie. Pull that taut and screw those in. There we go. That actually is kind of a nice little way to do it. Kind of simple. You can see being a little loose and needing to. Now the bed's a little wobbly. I'll have to adjust that. Unadjusted earlier. Okay, so now we're looking at it again. Let's see here. So now, let's see, put the Y limit switch. That's another key piece here. What does the Y limit switch look like? This looks more like a board. Oh, look at that. I don't know if you can see it. I'll do it here. Look at that. The bags are labeled. Hallelujah. Glad they did it. That makes life much easier. Just seeing what's going on here. Checking the dashboard, see what's going on. And there's really nothing. Oh, there we go. Chat. Hey, I'm in the chat room with myself, so I can talk to myself. Like I'm already doing. Isn't that spiffy? Okay. So I'm thinking, by the looks of this, is this goes in the bottom. So oops. Looks like I want to go all the way as far back as I can. So it's on the edge. And hey, look, they gripped. I love that. It's amazing how well actually these, even though these are blind, how well those T-nuts actually work. And you figure out how they work. Whoops. I might have over-tightened that just a touch. Okay. Okay, I can hear that click. So, we are now done with step 3 of 7. Now we're on to step 4. So there's an angle, they call the angle code. It's basically just this, they call it the Z-axis fixed plate. I hope this is the right one. Okay, the profile, the vertical profile, and 2 screws through the bottom. Okay. Okay, so let's pull this profile out. So So there's a tall, yeah, this is going to be this. So this actually has these plastic pieces in, so as soon as that goes forward, hey, and inside is a Z-rod. Okay, that's the only surprise we're going to have in there, it looks like. Okay, let's pull this stuff out. I think I only need 2 of these. And hole. Hey, that works. Okay, so let's put this on its side. Let's put this on its other side. And try to line up the profiles. Oops. So when I say this comes partially assembled, all that stuff is already screwed in there. So that makes my life as the end user that has to build it much, much easier. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that a thing of beauty? Get that out of the way. And oh, what was it saying? So let's back this up just a little bit. Pretty huge fan of these 90 degrees. That seems to be a little more painful than everything else, but thankfully just a little bit more painful. Actually have a whole bag of these. But you never know when you need to shore up a 90 degree. And all of my printers use this style. No, all but one. I actually do have a G-Tech E180 downstairs. I'm still trying to get to actually work, even though I've had it for several months. It still is giving me some headaches. That's one of the reasons I'm really looking forward to this. I want to have a small printer. You know, usually I do, or most of what I do is terrain, but I actually want to play around with this, and I want to see if I can get this to print miniatures really well. I'm going to swap over to a 0.2 millimeter nozzle, and I'm thinking about possibly putting, I have 2 octopies, I might get a third, put an octopi on here and run Clipper on it, and see if Clipper can get the stepping down and get it cleaner than normal. Just a buddy of mine jumped in. It's 70 degrees today in Mid-South and sunny. Nice change from the rain they've been having. So we've been having we've been having actually pretty nice weather, which I can tell you from a PBS station that wants eyes on its programming to get donations. Having the weather nice kind of sucks for us. It means this year our funding is down a little bit, and that's what we use to buy programming. And believe it or not, here in Idaho, even though PBS is generally considered something that conservatives don't like, and Idaho is a very conservative state, it's actually one of the most well-funded PBS stations in the nation. So it's actually kind of cool. It's kind of neat to work for a place that everybody seems to really like. Okay, so now we're going to do the Z-limit switch, the Z modular, which is the Z motor, and the T-rod, which is this. So this is going to mount on the bottom somehow. So when I built my tarantula, I put this facing down. Not a good idea. So I'm going to face it up. Oh, here we go. I get how this works. So there's 2 items right here. That's what or the 2 T-nuts. That's how this is connected. So there we go. Let's move that out of the way. So this is just going to go in here, slide down. Oh, believe it or not, this is one of the few ones that are actually a little larger, or a little smaller. I mean, different sized bolt. So just get that started. That one didn't spin. Let's back it out a little bit. I'm gonna try to make this a little bit better for you guys to view. So I've got my big camera that kind of you see the overall view. I have a little, this is a Logitech 920. I wanted the other Logitech, but they'd sold out of that on sale. I got it during Black Friday sales. So I got this one instead. It still is a 1080p. And then this one here that I talked to you guys on, that's my computer. My computer's built-in webcam. I have a cat clawing at the door that wants to get in. I have a crazy funny cat. For some reason he really likes me. Well, can't really blame him, but he does really like me, so he tries to get in. Unfortunately, he's kind of a disaster when he's in here. He likes to get behind my backdrop, the black backdrop, which really isn't good. And I noticed that my one of my power plugs just tonight is actually stripped out of the wall. And I think it was him knocking something over and bumping into it somehow, which is kind of annoying. Okay, so looking at this is going to have to go in. Just trying to see how they have the Z switch listed, or how they have it shown. So it's got to go here. It's got to go there. So it's going around the front. Okay, that makes more sense. I don't know how far behind Twitch is, because I actually have both of these going at once. So Twitch is actually pretty far behind me. So what I'm showing now is back when I was putting this piece on. I've since put this on, so yeah. The Twitch stream is really slow tonight. I'm not sure why. I wonder if Drake and Ninja are added on Fortnite again. Kim.com. That was kind of a weird combo. Kim.com being part of that. Okay, so there's the Z. I have an extra screw. I always hate it when I have an extra screw, but I'm not really sure what it's for. I'm hoping that it's just an extra screw and it doesn't belong to something. Oh, the rod. Let's see. Those are there. Okay. Actually comes pretty darn protected. I don't know that I actually have the right hex for this. Oh no, I do. I lucked into that one. That one's already cinched up, so let's that one. Do that again. Okay. Look at that thing wobble. That just engenders greatness, doesn't it? Great positivity. Okay, so now we're going to build Tricky X, which is this profile. Going by this one here. Let's see here. It's going to have to roll. So this, okay, so there's something in the backside there. So it has to go this way, I think. Just looking at this, there's a hole in the back here, and this has that pretty black stuff in the front. I wish it was blue. I do like the blue. I have the blue on my CR10, and I do think that's a kind of a nice looking color. Okay, so I have all sorts of stuff here. Excuse me. As I set off yawns all around the world. Okay. So I am trying to figure out how this goes. Okay, so where Bowden? set up. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this all figured out right now because I think what it's showing me is opposite of what I'm looking at. I think that actually I think this goes like so. See, this is showing a plate on it right here. Oh, that's the X limit switch. This is where it's kind of weird. I'm looking at this plate. I can show it to you here. So what I'm looking at, this is what's kind of weird. I'm looking at this plate right here, and it's really the X plate that I'm looking at. That was kind of throwing me off a little bit. So this is a little convoluted to look at. And also, you'll see right here are the two T-nuts that'll actually go into this. And it doesn't really show anything. So the other end is I'll get to that here in a bit, I guess. What I was wondering about, there is a hole drilled in the back of this. I'm not sure what it's for right now. It could be for this. I don't know. Oh, I see it now. I get it now. This this piece here will go in that hole. I'm not sure exactly how this will actually go over this to get into that. Actually, I know how to do that. Just turn these sideways and set it in. There we go. On the plus side, it tells me exactly where this is supposed to go. Okay, should have tested these ahead of time. Try the right hex. Nope, I don't. Okay. Everybody's so quiet out there in Mid-South. Okay. So how am I doing on time? I actually have no idea how I'm doing on time. Have to look here in a second. These are kind of a pain in the butt to get to. I may actually use the ones that came with this because they should hopefully fit a little bit better. Or I'll just do this and go really, 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 really slow to cinch it up. Oh my god, that's painful. See, I really need music at this point, just something to play to show how horrifyingly, painfully slow this piece is. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm an idiot. Look at that. There's holes right through there. Oh, man. This would have been a lot easier to do to begin with. I think I need a new one of these. Looks like it's skipping a little bit there. Well, that or the self is stripping. One of the two. Okay. So that is on. hope that it's on right. I think it's on right. I really hope it's right. Oh man, this is not simple here. The other thing that's kind of throwing me is that this is all upside down because this, it looks like it's upside down to me because it looks like it mounts this way. You know what? I think that's the Bowden. Yeah, that's the reason why I was thrown, because how that looked, I thought that was the nozzle, but it's actually the Bowden on the top, the Bowden connector. So all of a sudden, my confusion dissipates instantly. So this idler goes on the back, it shows. That's how this goes. So, once again, using their ingenious little thingamaboobers. Just go through the center on this one. It has to. It's going to have to go through the profile. Oh, crap. So it has to go through this profile, but I don't know if this is going to fit with, okay, there we go. It barely fits with the little gold piece on. So we'll put that to that side, cinch it up around there. And actually, this isn't cinched up all the way. There we go. Let's loosen this up. It's tighter than I thought it was. There we go. Let that come in all the way. Run that all around there. Run it down here. And on the bottom of the build plate, it's got another piece that you slide these gold connector things into. Now, for the idler here, push that up. Give that a good cinch down. Tighten just a little bit more. There we go. And that feels nice and smooth. Got to love a nice smooth action on the exterior. Okay. So now it also looks like we want to install the X limit switch. This looks kind of like acrylic. Let's see here. On the X limit switch, okay, so it can only go like so, and it's kind of weird. I don't know why they don't install this fourth wand. I should only need 3. That looks like it's there. So if I'm not mistaken, it looks like the motor actually is a little wonky here, a little offset. Looks like these all got nice and tightened. There we go. This one was a little out of whack. There we go. There we go. Look at that. All tightened up. Okay. Cinch down. And then these look like they line up pretty good. I'm going to stick this on. Let's see the size here. So these types of builds that are mostly built already are kind of nice. You still get kind of that kit feel because you're still having to put some together, unlike like the CR10 and the Tivo Tornado. These actually do require some building, but in 7 steps you basically have this all built. Then I need to figure out where the cables go, because I'm not offhand, on the back side at least, I'm not seeing any instructions on how the cabling goes, but considering it's all labeled, I'm pretty sure I can figure it out real easy. So I'm not really too worried there. But yeah, this is kind of a nice little build, how it's going together so far. This could be kind of a problem. Let's see. E-modular, extruder modular is what they're saying. X modular. Okay. So now it's saying to put this on, and I believe it goes on like so, or not. No, it goes on like so. I believe. And then it has to go on a C. There we go. Waiting for this. Uh-oh. See the buffering here. That's not good. Come on, you can do it. Caleb's saying that he's just working on his midget printer. He's got as an ANET mini, that little, or monoprice something, I don't know, little Delta printer. He's done some modification, kind of like what I was talking about doing for this. His is set up for printing miniatures and stuff. It looks really good, so I'm actually kind of excited after seeing what he's done. Okay. I really don't like this buffering. I'm really hoping that most of what I say is getting pushed out. So the reason why I'm waiting is I'm waiting for the buffering to be done. There we go. So as you can see, oh, look in the wrong window. The live window is several minutes behind, so this is going to show. So this is just the Z, and it moves. Okay. Let's see here. So now it's telling me to mount the heat bed and ticker and the rack. Actually, I think I'm going to do the rack first. goes up there. Let's see here. It's called the material shelf nut. I think this is it. What it is 2 screws that I believe, or 2 bolts I mean, that'll go through here, like so. And affix on the front. Move this up a little bit. Sorry for the convolution and confusion there. There we go. So looks like these face forward. Oops. And I knew I had to drop something sometime tonight. Actually doing pretty good so far. There we go. There's one down. I did have it so well stripped. Okay. I don't know what it is about this one, but it does not like me at all. There we go. So that's going down. Cinch those up just a titch more. There we go. So that's nice and tight. I just wanted to check the fit. I really don't see any difference on either side. So that goes through there. You know what this reminds me of? The CR10, exactly how it goes together. Actually, you know what? I bet these are reversed. So this one here actually has an edge to it, it looks like. Maybe not. Maybe I just thought it did. Yeah, I think I just thought it did. Oh, it's how the threads are cut. It looks kind of like there's an edge to it. Okay. There we go. Okay, so got that together. Now for the heat bed. So there's like almost no information on the heat bed here. Oh, there's some spares. So you ever get those 4 screws that you don't actually see? Oh, I wonder if those are for this. No, honestly, I'm not entirely sure where those M34s go. Huh. Let's figure that out. Okay. So the bed. The bed looks like those go through there, that'll go through there, and this will come through the bottom. Okay. I honestly have no idea how the bed goes together. It's got the famous 3 leveling points. Then a little bit of this. I was like, hey, they sent me an extra spring, but 2 of the springs were together, so it didn't really matter. Okay. Like that. And like that. Oops. Saw that coming as soon as I started tilting it forward. Okay, so that. Yeah, I can kind of understand why I've seen complaints by people about trying to level this bed, because I have fairly meaty fingers, and trying to reach under this is actually going to be kind of painful, especially considering where I was planning on putting this. I have to rethink that. I have to put it on top of the table. I was going to put it, got a table that has my Delta printer. It's a black table. I was going to put this underneath it, right there, and I don't know if that's going to work very well, actually. Oops, that's upside down. Okay. Yeah, definitely going to print some extra. I was going to last night, but never got around to printing extra wide leveling screws. But as other people have mentioned it, I can see the complaints that I've seen about the bed about being really close, not having a lot of offset. I can definitely see the reason for the complaint. I think it's going to be a problem for me with the beefy hand set. Okay, so that is the 7 steps. We still haven't been told to install the Bowden or anything like that. Oh, so the mystery of these things, I think, might be solved or not. Maybe not actually. So it's showing that this cover gets screwed on. Now, 2 pieces go into this cover, and it shows screws get screwed in. But I'm not so sure that these actually fit. Oh, that one fits. I guess there's 2 that fit on the bottom. Okay, so that's actually kind of a little confusing there. So this, it doesn't slide forward, just to kind of warn you. What you're going to look for is this right here. If you come down here, you can see that it lines up with an opening, and as does this one right here. You can see it. Maybe. Take my word for it. It lines up too. So it looks like it's only fixed by those 2, and that's the mystery bag that has 4, and I only need 2. I'd seen earlier version this had a power brick. I was hoping that's what it was going to be. Just plug in a normal power cord, but no. Just want to make it easy for me. Now, I don't know if that's better or worse, but from a pure ease standpoint, it's certainly easier to do that. Okay, so let's put the Bowden tube in. Bowden, however you want to say it. Tomato, tomato, potato, potato. Oh, hey, they're speaking. Uh-oh. So Caleb's saying the video is catching and loading, which kind of sucks, because I kind of count on this video to be good, and then I can upload it to YouTube. But I've also been noticing all night that it's been pretty crappy, honestly. I may have to rethink the whole do it live on Twitch and upload to YouTube if that's going to create problems. So I have tons of light in front of me, but very little behind me. Let's make sure I have this put together correctly. I know. Yeah, it looks like the flat edge with this piece. Yep. What's concerning me is I'm not finding a deal to start this on. It's kind of only goes in a little ways. There went a hex wrench. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Screw this in that one. I want it off kilter. Don't want it to go off kilter. To go out straight. Okay, so I think we are fully assembled now. Now, next step is to plug stuff in. These say, this is E, so I'm guessing that's extruder. E for extruder. Yeah, I have a toddler, sorry. Okay, X. Let's go to the X stop, actually. And X. So, plug in the X. And plug in the X stop. Again, beefy hands suck for delicate work like this. Thankfully, the arthritis hasn't been flaring up today. So take note, kids. Don't get old. It sucks. Let's see here. Just stop aging right now. That would be my recommendation to everybody out there. Y, Y, and Z. So this must go here. Z motor. This must go to the Y motor. And then this little sucker goes around or over or something. Not as big on that one. Gets plugged into the Y. Maybe I'll run around the back. Call that good. I just don't like that. I have a feeling it'll end up at some point rubbing. That'll go to the heat bed. Don't worry about that just yet. I'm guessing the short one will go to the Z. Yep. Z end stop, which is, oh God. I don't know how to get that in onto there. Why did they have you route that to begin with? That's just bad. Did they not just missed it? Let's see if they did. They suggested that. Da, da, da. No, there's just the Z limit switch. So, note to those at home, you have to take the Z limit switch off to install the cable to it. What a pain in my dairy air. Derriere is a fancy word for butt for those of you from Caldwell, Idaho, a couple cities over. Just don't want to confuse people. Oh, I get this. Looky here. So, remember how I said I had an extra screw that I really wasn't sure where it went? I figured out where it went. It seems at the bottom of the limit switch there's a big hole screwed in, and it goes to the end, and you can use this to secure the into the end of the extrusion. Kind of a slick way. I'm actually kind of impressed. It's kind of a cute little way to do that. I'm impressed by that. So I could probably get away with the two, honestly, I'm guessing. But I think this is just going to add that one extra little piece of, I wish that they stay on, one extra little piece of strength to it. So it goes in there right. Again, beefy fingers suck. Aha, monoprice mini delta. I knew there was a mini in there somewhere. That's what my buddy's got. It's monoprice mini delta. Which I don't. Everything I've heard, I don't know that I would recommend a delta as your primary or as your first printer. Though I have to admit, my delta is actually pretty nice. Because it comes with an auto leveling feature, I don't have to play with the weirdness of the auto level or of leveling the delta, because I think that's where they have problems, and that's the reason why they suggest start with the Cartesian. But I really do like my delta printer. Okay, so this goes into the bed like so, maybe. Does it go? Oh, oops, upside down. Hey, little tab goes on top. This is red and black. That will go into the power supply. To get this up. I have to be careful. Fry the board by moving that too fast. Okay. Move that forward. And look at that. This is honestly one of the parts I always hate. I don't know about you guys, but when I was a kid, my dad usually put the stickers on for me on all my toys because I sucked at it. And to this day, I'm still not the best sticker putter oner. So it always kind of freaks me out just a little bit when I do this, because if it's not perfect, it drives me nuts. And I don't know that it's perfect, but I'm pretty darn happy with that. So, for all intents and purposes, it's together. I don't know that I've got a power plug I can sacrifice to it offhand. That's the biggest reason why I might not be able to actually fire it up tonight. I know that I've got